What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with the LPL Draft Analysis here for you guys. This is going to be a new league that we're doing that does involve the Hisuian Pokemon and forms. And more importantly, this is an Ubers League, as you can kind of tell with the team I have. Pay no mention to the PDL team. This team's obviously getting played before I even do the draft analysis upload. So, yeah. We're here for a new league that's hosted by Dash and Sceptile. You know, that name sounds some familiar to you. I believe we did play Dash and Sceptile in APA Indigo's BDSP League, where we just barely missed out on playoffs in that league. But BDSP has been a roller coaster for me. It's been good and it's been bad at the same time. So we're here to hopefully, excuse me, have some fun, try out some mons, and just see how things go. There's gonna be a funny little thing that's happened throughout this draft, and I'll explain as we go. But if you guys are excited for this draft analysis, definitely like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Push Shocker crew today because you'll be feeling with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let's get into this battle. Let's get into this video. So we were in two different divisions that are Uber based. Groudon, which gives you a certain Uber budget for the amount of Ubers you can have, and the rest of the budget itself. But in Kyogre division, which I am, we were given 220 points with absolute no budget. So that means you can have as many Ubers as you want. Also, there was no Uber limit, so you can have, like, my good buddy Steering in the league. I don't know if he's going to drop any of them, but he has 7 Ubers on his team. So he was able to get that many. You have to draft at least 11 Pokemon, but the budget is so big that you literally can make it work no matter what. You don't have to be fearing of anything. So the only reason I kind of went with stuff that seemed like a little lower is because all the other good stuff was gone already. But regardless, let's get into the whole thing with the draft. It was 16 coaches. I unfortunately got 5th pick in the draft, which isn't the worst. I'm guaranteed a really strong Uber at the start of the season, start of the team, and go from there. But it was really, really rough going the rest of the way. Excuse me. Going the rest of the way. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And I'll kind of go over that as we get to the picks, which are gonna be pretty much in between stuff like that. So with my first pick, I decided to go with something a little bit off-brand. Go with something that was kind of new, but also with something I thought was really good. Could be really good offensively and stuff like that. So I went with my first pick in Senator, the Palkia Origin. So basically, this is Palkia in its origin form from its Legend of Arceus stuff. And this thing is a mad truck. This thing is extremely fast. This thing is very offensively great. Does take advantage of the Lustrous Orb, which it does hold to activate its water to get boosted attack. Excuse me, to water. Dragon Sting's also a good mon that can run things like Expert Belt, Life Orb, Choice Specs, Choice Scarf. This thing has phenomenal speed control this matchup. Speed control in games and stuff like that. I really think Palkia Origins is going to be really great. I actually did snipe at least one person on this Pokemon, which was actually really good because, I mean, I would have been fine with regular Palkia if I had to potentially get that later on the road if I didn't get this. But I think this is going to be very interesting. It's very going to be unique and different. Oh my god, what can I not? Stop yawning. Sorry there, guys. So, I feel pretty good about Palkia. Just give me a good water type and a dragon type, which is really good. And this thing's decently bulky enough to where it can play defensive if need be. But obviously, it's still bulky enough to where if I go just offensive, it can still take some good hits. So, now here's where the snipings begin. So, at this point in time, there were 2 Ubers that were still free at the start of the second round. That was Mega Metagross, and there was Xerneas, but Xerneas was not allowed Geomancy. I would say about the halfway mark, excuse me, halfway mark up in the second round, I somehow got sniped of Mega Metagross, which in my opinion in an Uber's League is more so around 3 or round 4 Uber. Maybe late round 2 because you're going to pair it with something. So that really sucks because that was going to be the Mega I really, really wanted. And then I think 2 picks before me, Xerneas gets sniped right in front of me. So the most broken Fairy Dragon Steel Core I could have ever had and could have ever shown the league, I get sniped of it. And it hurt. It really did. Oh my god. My videos are gonna get ruined if I have to keep yawning. But it was just painful, man. So I was looking for the tiers, and from some of the speed tours I'm doing in NBA, which you guys know what we're doing, we're kind of doing speed tours to help test out the tiers for Uber's division. I ultimately decided to go ahead and try them on. I did try the division, which wasn't the terrible thing, and I've seen how people use it, and I want to give it a try myself. Even though I am Team Moon, I'm going to grab a Team Sun mascot in Solgaleo, Simba. Now, Solgaleo is really good. It gives me a relatively good defensive steel type, which is not too bad. It gives me a really also good offensive breaker as well. Really good natural speed stab, 97. Full metal body, which basically gives me clear body, so I cannot have a stats reducer. So it's an anti-sticky web mod and an anti-intimidate mod. Excuse me. And we just stop a lot of things. Darks are a little bit of problematic, and Ghosts are a little bit problematic, but we hit them really hard 10 times full. We have really good fairy switch in now, which is really good to pair off with our Centaur here. And then we also have a really good fire counterpart with having Palkia. So both from some offense and defense perspective, it paired really well with Palkia, so I decided to go with that. And overall, Solgaleo is really, really good. Does access to Morning Sun for recovery, and overall, just a really strong breaker that can be choice banded, potentially trick room, weakness policy. There's a lot of utility and a lot of options to go with having a Solgaleo. Oh God, I need to stop with the yawning. My God, either I need to sleep longer or something. But anyways, going to round 3, I was torn on 2 picks. Well, more so the decision of a pick. I wanted Darkrai because my core going into the rounds I was going to go with was Mega Metagross and Xerneas, and on the way up, grab Darkrai and then pair it with something else. So I was thinking, is Darkrai really worth round 3? I think I can wait in round 4 for Darkrai, and we'll be fine. So I decided to wait on that. Instead, I had to go get something in terms of what I needed for the team. And most likely right now, I need something for Dark types. I really could use something. Excuse me, my God. Help switches in on normal type on ghost types, but aren't like that bad with it. And just overall, something was really, really good. Because Solgaleo, don't get me wrong, can be a physical breaker, but at times doesn't really want to be physical. It can kind of be a little more defensive offense. But I went with something that was actually really unique. I actually was using this again in a speed tour, and if I, let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm going with Zamazenta Shield Hero here. And Zama's really interesting. It's a really good Pokemon that plays good defensively and offensively too. Good B speed stat of 138, so it gives me more speed control, which is really good for my team. Just overall, a very strong, heavy Pokemon. This thing can definitely run stuff like Assault Vest and stuff like that, and just run pretty much the bulk in HP and attack. Doesn't really need to run that much special coverage or special offense in that type of way, even though it could take advantage of it with a decent base 80 speed stat. But again, base 80 speed stat, base 80 special attack stat. Oh my God. Can I stop yawning? Someone make a yawn counter for how many times I've yawned in this video alone. I think it's the most I've ever yawned. But, anyways, Zamazenta was really, really good. Does give me that +1 defense boost. So, again, this thing can run Assault Vest, not have to worry about defenses and all that stuff. This thing can be adamant every single week. This thing can be choice banded, expert belt, life orb. Just a fantastic breaker. Does have a bit of a limited move pull, but overall, its limitations are not that bad. And overall, can just put in a lot of work. And then, funny enough, either at the near end of round 3 or right at the beginning of round 4, I get sniped of Darkrai. So there goes my Darkrai now. And that kind of just ruined everything else for what I wanted. So there was like my third snipe. And that really sucked because I really wanted Darkrai. I've been trying to use Darkrai God knows how long. And I was really hoping to try it this time. But no, I didn't get it. So when it came back to me, I think I also settled on something else, I think, maybe. Oh, I also got sniped of Libero Ace. That was another thing I was gonna grab in round 4. I got sniped on Cinderace with Libero. So that really sucked. So there was that. I think I no, I don't think I ever got sniped on my Arceus form because I never was looking into it yet. think besides that, that was the last like big Uber snipe. I think it was potentially. I could be wrong. So I decided to go with something else. I need something for fire types. Because fire types are a little bit more issues. Steel typing, we got some good answers to, so I can go ahead and pick up a fairy. I do need to get that fairy for the Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and I ultimately went with Mega Diancie. Now, Mega Diancie is a really good Pokemon because it gives me a Pokemon that plays both physical and special in that type of regard. It gives me a decent defensive mod and a good speed stat of 120. So overall, it just gives you a fantastic Pokemon that can just put in so much work for teams. And I am really looking forward to trying out Mega Nancy. I have only think I've used Mega Nancy once. I used regular Mega Nancy. Yeah, Mega Nancy once. I did try using regular Nancy once before the league basically died, and I got like 6 KOs with Nancy. So really happy with Nancy, and I think it's gonna be a really good Pokemon. I think we have a lot of potential with it, and we'll just have to see where it goes. And going into the next round for my fifth pick, I didn't care at this point. I was gonna make sure I got this Pokemon, even if it was incredibly early. I got Hisuian Zoroark, and I'm telling you right now, I only drafted this thing for the fact that this thing is so sick. Look at the shiny for that Pokemon. And overall, I just so wanted to use this Pokemon. I just think it's gonna be so good. It does have a limited move pool, which is kind of expected for it to be again a technical new Pokemon. It doesn't have the full access and idea. But anyways, Zoroark's move pool is already kind of low as it is. But this thing could easily run Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, or Nasty Plot setup every single week. And again, with Illusion is really good because it's gonna really trick my opponents into thinking something's in front of them when it's not, and going from there. So I'm really excited for Zoroark. Zoroark is a Pokemon I think with its typing can almost come every single week and not be like threatened by it. That's really good. I am so excited to try Zoroark. We're gonna name it Kitsune because it is basically based on the theme of a kitsune cat. A form, and that was a really good name I looked up on the internet when I was looking up nicknames. So there it is. But really liked it. The one problem I did notice about it is getting another mon that was based 120 speed, and you're gonna see with my it's actually based 110. I thought I saw 120 or something like that. I guess it was the Dancy one I was looking at, but the next pick basically has it. So going with my next pick into round 6 and 7, I was gonna go for Zygarde 50% because that was gonna be my dragon type, be secondary dragon type, but I can play a little bit more of a bulkier dragon, and it gives me more importantly a ground type, which I really needed on my team. Ground was really gonna be necessary for my draft, and I got sniped with Zygarde on the way up in that round, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, man. So there was the fifth or sixth snipe. No, yeah, fifth snipe. Then I decided, we'll go with this and that. But for going into round 6, I still kept the original strategy, and I need to get that ground resist. So I went with and kept Arceus Bug, Infectious. So what I went with Arceus Bug was because I really needed that ground resist. My team really can't switch into ground that really great, and I just really struggle with ground types overall. So I just really need that Pokemon that can kind of prevent ground types from just automatically straight up beating me, even though they most likely can. But Arceus also gives me my first form of hazard removal instead of hazard preventing from the magic bounce of the Yancy, which is very unique. But overall, I definitely think Arceus Bug is very interesting. It's going to be very different, very unique. We'll just have to see where it goes. And then going for round 7, I went with a new ground type, obviously, and I was stuck between two choices. It was either getting Excadrill, I did decided to commit to Sand for our last few picks. Excuse me. Or it was to grab Landorus, which by confirmation, based on its tiering, was Sheer Force. And I ultimately went with Lando I, which was, I think, even though it should have counted towards potentially an Uber, but I got Lando I Sheer Force. This thing is going to hurt things. Its new signature move is into the game, so we will get a 90 base power move boosted by our Life Orb. I know what you're going to say. But Steve, there's a lot of people here that end up, uh, having this and that. They're gonna have this counter, but nope, that's not how it is. Lando is just so good, man. It's gonna be really amazing Pokemon, and I Cannot wait to use Lando. I have used Lando I Sheer Force before. I believe it was on my WC Delta Team Championship. And it did put some work in that season, and hopefully we can do it again. So really hoping Gara puts in a lot of work. Also, if I just randomly had a random moment happen, point it out in the comment section because I feel like for some reason I closed my eyes and I just said something. I didn't realize why. But yeah, I've been getting sniped heavily in this draft, and then it came down to my grass and my poison. And again, we're at the fifth or sixth snipe here. I get sniped a Thunderous Eye, which was something I really wanted, and I got sniped of a Moongus, which I really wanted, and that just really sucked. And then I got, yeah, I think by the time we're at the 7 or 8 snipe. So now I'm at my next 2 picks. I need to get a lot of roll compression because I have 4 typings I technically need. As you're going to see, though, I went with 3 out of the 4. I need a poison type, a dark type, a grass type, electric type, and a fire type. I should beat that 5. Never mind. And with that, I went and grabbed Drapion. Now, Drapion's not a terrible Pokemon. It just means that Drapion's role in this team is going to probably be a little bit more towards a defensive role than it is going to be offensive. Even though I do love an offensive Drapion, I think I have to make my Drapion a little bit more of utility in terms of defense, in terms of bulk, which it definitely can do with Assault Vest. Can definitely do in terms of just overall bulk and just kind of be a bulky offensive piece regardless to the team. It does give me access to T-Spikes, so I do have a couple of other hazards besides just Stealth Rocks, which is really good. And also, again, gives me that ground of poison to get rid of toxic spikes, which is really good as well. It also gives me a really good answer to psychics because certain psychic types are really hurting our team right now. So, really looking forward to using Drapion again. I have won a championship with Drapion on my team before, and we have pulled off weakness policy Drapion with Sword Zands, and I do not mind trying that again. And when it came to my grass type, I had to grab it. It was the only best grass I had left to go for, and plus I needed a way to get rid of hazards. I got Serena here, legs. We're not going to talk too much about Serena because I've kind of been drafting a lot lately. I do think Serena is a really good Pokemon. I think in terms of just an overall Pokemon and in terms of what else it can do besides just being a spinner. It's fantastic offensively, so it's really good there. Blocking priority, which is always really nice. Just overall a fantastic Pokemon, and I just think it's going to be really good. Again, it's mostly just that bulky grass that I need to kind of switch it on ground, which helps the team there. So hopefully we can use Serena relatively well. And then the last snipe, the around 9th snipe in this whole draft, I got sniped of Thundy T because I was going to literally grab that. And that went like around 4 or 5 picks ahead of me, I think. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, how much more hurt do I need to go through? So I ultimately settled on this. I maybe should have went the other way around and got into a different dark type potentially, but it was too late. And I'm gonna kind of keep this as it is right now. I went with Roadrunner, the Dracozolt. I have not used this Pokemon since my LDL Gmax team, and I think I only drafted like one other time. Otherwise, I've never used this Pokemon in how many leagues I've done. Just because Vish is taking over the life of it, and plus I usually get better electric types that are on the board. So yeah, Zolt, it's not that bad. It gives me an electric immunity, which is something I really need for my team. It also just gives me a very strong break with hustle, or potentially sand force if I choose to get a sand setter, or choose to try to bring something with manual sun setup. So overall, sun, sand. So overall, Dracozolt's not the worst thing out there. It's definitely a good electric type. I'm just hoping we can do well with it. Also, don't sleep on Special Zolt. Special Zolt can put in work. And with my last pick, I went with Jigglypuff here, my Gigalith, which I actually sniped from someone, which was just this. Really just drafted this so I can have the element of sand with Dracozolt. And plus, sand overall is not that too bad with my team. Helps Landorus just getting access to Sand Force now, so it kind of helps do that kind of project and a little bit of here and there type of thing. But overall, this gave me another Stealth Rocker and pretty much the guaranteed Rocker every time I bring every single time I have this mon. Just overall, the team, it can definitely be better. It's not terrible by any means. It's definitely extremely fast. Not as much bulk as I really wanted, and not much removal that I really cared about, and not a lot of speed. Too much speed, I feel like. But overall, this team's different, it's unique, and we're just gonna have to see what we do. We're gonna have to try to have some fun here. But overall, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry, I was kind of either in and out of it with the whole yawning, and then also maybe the random talking I was doing. I'm just very tired. I get tired a lot, so hopefully that didn't affect too much. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Until next time, guys, peace.